today's practice, we're actually going to just start in child's pose. Just a quick little grounding here. You can take a wide or narrow-legged child's pose, but either way, we're going to bring our hands nice and long and try and bring our foreheads and ground to connect here. Taking some nice, big, deep, settling breath. Maybe do some gentle swaying side to side here. Letting your backs and hip release. Letting your thoughts clear for the day. And be in the moment here. You take big, slow breaths. However you feel like today. We're going to work a little bit on core, but a lot on balance. So just picture something grounding in your mind. It could be literally the ground, the earth. Anything that's stable to hold on to while you practice today. And just remember, if you know you're a little wobbly and off balance, you can always be near a wall or a chair or something just to help you out. Your next inhale, we're going to lift up into tabletop here. Just find a nice long table. I'm just going to walk my knees back a little bit and drop my hips here just for a little modified plank. Engaging the core, sinking those hips down. Finding strength through my fingers. I'm going to curl my toes under and lift the hips up into a downward facing dog here. Just take a few breaths, quickly just walking up that dog. Finding a little length here. Through those hips, those arms, keeping you nice and strong. When you're ready, we're going to come to stillness. Take another deep breath here. I'm going to lift up my right hand. I'm going to grab anywhere along the outside of that left leg. Looking underneath my left armpit just for a little turn here. A little twist, a little bit more balance. Trying to keep the hips in line, right center over the feet. Take one more breath. And release the right hand here. Recenter yourself. And let's take our left hand up, grabbing the outside of the right hand. I'm going to skip this one because of my injury, but you guys take a few breaths here as you twist and look under that right armpit. Good. Let's untwist, plant the left hand down. Inhale, just come towards plank. Just find a nice plank. Find your steady breath here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's bring the right knee to chin and come to a nice flat back hanging plank. Take just one full cycle of breath. I'm going to plant the right foot down, pivot the left foot, open up warrior two here. Finding your balance, really rooting down with that right leg. That's what we're going to start balancing first. Sink a little deeper. So inhale, sweep the arms up, warrior one arms. And just take a little step in so you can pivot your foot for warrior one leg. Find a nice center here in the hips. Facing forward. Just keeping your arms long in warrior one arms. I'm going to just start to push off on that left foot, tilting forward. Coming to a nice long warrior three. Trying to find length through the back. And lifting up the leg, bringing everything to a nice parallel T position. Keeping those hips squared. And trying to retain that left hip. Inhale, come to rise, bring the body, bending the left knee, bring it all the way through. In front of you, modified Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. See here, core is tight, just square off those hips. Soften that right knee as I cross into a nice figure four, that left leg. Bring the palms to heart center. Exhale, sit down. This is the pose we're going to hold the longest. So find that balance, find that strength, engage the core. Really spread all those fingers down. Maybe slowly finding your way all the way down to that leg. to come out of it. Just come back with us. Take one more breath here. Good, drop the hands down. Straighten out the leg as much as you can. A little hamstring stretch here. It's okay, just straighten the leg out as far as you can to the hands on the ground, and then you're going to drop the left foot into a nice forward fold here. Soft knees here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. You're going to step back into plank. I'm just going to drop to my elbow because of my hand, but you guys stay on your wrist, and we're going to rotate onto that right side into a right side plank here for 3 breaths. Pushing those hips forward, making sure you're a little soft in that right elbow. Keeping the core tight, neck is long. Last breath. Good, rotate back into a regular plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take another nice relaxing breath here. Good. This time bring the left knee to the left, or to the chin, and come into hanging plank. Take a full slow breath here. Drop those hips, then drop the foot as we open up warrior 2 on the left. Back foot comes to that 90 degrees as we exhale, sink down. Again, rooting down through that left foot, that's where we're balancing this time. Spreading those fingers wide. Inhale, bring the arms up, warrior 1 arms. Just hop the back foot in onto 45 degrees. So you can step into a nice warrior 1. Relaxing the fingers. Pulling the shoulders down. And I'm going to start to bend a little bit more into that left knee as I push off on my right foot. Lifting the back leg. Tilting forward. Trying to bring myself to a nice T position. Remember, if you fall off, just come back with us. I've got my wall here, no shame. Last breath. Lift that back leg. Inhale. Come to rise, don't drop that foot. Bring the hands down. And lift the knee in front. Modify Utthita Hasta here. Flexing that knee and foot at 90 degrees. Core is tight, trying to balance through all those toes. Palms face forward. I'm going to cross the right leg into figure 4 above the knee. Palms come to center. Take a nice big breath here. And as you exhale, slowly and steadily start sinking down to that seated figure 4. It's okay if your leg's feeling a little tired. Clearly, my balance is suffering today too, so that's okay. Flex the right foot and just come down as far as you can. If your fingers have to graze the ground, that's okay, or wall. Nice little step here. Sink those hips back as much as you can. Last breath. Let's all bring the hands to the ground. Drop the head. Straighten the left leg as much as you can with the fingers on the ground. Little breath here. Drop the right foot back down, forward fold. This time, go into a deeper forward fold. Try and straighten the legs just a little bit more. Bring a little bit more weight to the backs of the feet. Just find a nice breath here. We're going to soften the knees. We're going to hop or step back into plank. Core is tight. We're going to roll into side plank on the left side. So you can bring the left arm just slightly underneath you, soften the arm. We're going to roll and twist. You can stack the feet if you'd like. Keep your hand reaching around the hips. Neck is strong. Push those hips forward as you breathe nice, slow, and carefully here. Last breath. And rotate back into regular plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, soften the knees. I'm just gonna walk my hands a little wider apart. I'm gonna try and hop my feet all the way to my hands, crossing them as I come to sit down on my behind. So you can stay facing the front of your mat. I'm just gonna turn. Here we're gonna do a little bit more core, and then we're gonna do a shoulder stand for a bit more balance. So, finding a nice long spine. Let's start in modified Navasana. Grab your hands underneath your leg, core is tight, and just lean back. Bring the feet up. Bring them parallel to the ground, just holding the legs up. When you're ready, we can go deeper. Release the hands. Fingers face each other, pull them back. You can also straighten a leg at a time, or both legs. You want to go a little deeper today. Pick your poison. We've got 2 more breaths here. Take nice slow big inhales. And exhales. Last breath. All right, I'm gonna lower my feet just above the ground. Hover, hover, hover. And keep my palms together right in front of me. I'm gonna twist over to the right as much as I can. Inhale, come up. Exhale to the left. And up. Keep twisting. 2 more each side. Nice slow control. Stay with me. Keep those legs squeezed together. You don't want them moving. Just the torso is moving. Hands back up. Release the feet. And we're going to come slowly all the way down onto our mat. Feet come to the ground. So we're just going into a little shoulder stand here. If you've never done it, watch me first, because you don't want to be moving your neck and trying to watch as you do it, because you can hurt your neck. So making sure the whole time you're keeping that neck in place. So the way I like to show people is coming into a nice bridge position. You're going to walk your hands under your hips. You're going to kick one leg up so you can tuck over. Hands are still on the lower back. Let me show you that again. So putting that hand underneath, coming to tiptoes, lifting those hips up as much as you can. You may need to kick up. Hands come to lower back. And you're going to work on balancing, sending one leg up and then the other. A lot of it's counterbalanced by bringing the feet overhead. I want you to try and stack your hips over your shoulders, knees over hips, ankles over hips. Just breathe here. Remember, don't move that neck. It's okay, just find where you can balance. If you've got the knees tucked, or one up, one down, that's okay. Find your shoulder stand today. Squeezing the glutes. So to help keep everything strong and stacked. And then you're gonna go into it similar to the way you came out of it. You're gonna start bending those knees. You're gonna walk your hands down your lower back, slowly letting yourself roll back out of it. All right. Hopefully you got a little bit of balance there. Shoulder stands are the gateway to those inversion poses. Remembering that we always want to keep the pressure, remember, on the shoulders, hence the name. All right, that was our quick little balance pose session today. It was definitely challenging for me today, and that's fine. Some days are going to be better than others. So let's find our Shavasana here, bringing back our grounding thought into our mind. I always like to think of the earth, that connection with my foot, or shoulders, or whatever it happens to be. Knowing that I'm not perfect, that each day brings a little bit different challenges. I'm not always on my peak game. It's always going to depend on the time of day as well. So don't beat yourself up. Remembering about that grounding, that's what our focus is. And over time, practice does help. So just let your breath pace turn to normal breath. Don't need to take any more deep breaths here. Just let yourself settle in. It's a quick, easy flow that we did today. A little bit of core, a little bit of balance. And I hope you can enjoy. And if you need to, come back to this if you want to work on a little balance. That little flow there's a great sequence to work through grounding. and that ankle stability. So as always, if you've got a bit more time, you can stay here in Shavasana. Always this time I put my hand over my left hand on my stomach, my right hand over my heart. Just finding a little connection to myself here. Thanking myself for showing up today. Thanking my grounding for doing its best today, even if it's not my best. Thank you to you and your fellow yogis for joining me with all your energy and love. From the light in me to lighting you, namaste. So if you've got to rush off, start moving slowly. Don't forget to drink some water after. If not, stay here for a few more slow, big, deep breaths. Just to relax and connect yourself a little bit more to the earth in our grounding Shavasana corpse pose here. The ultimate grounding